It's an amazing formula, but you can use it in recipes to fortify with all those amazing vitamins and minerals and omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. So this is a super easy recipe, slightly indulgent. It's so simple. We're using store-bought wrappers, which we just cut into rounds.
Do you want to show the packaging just for people at home who
Absolutely.
might not know?
Colin, my assistant, is going to bring this around.
Oh, yes.
Okay. The great thing about these wrappers, they're available at any well-stocked grocery store. You can usually find them where the tofu is sold, okay? Also, we're using some Nutella, and you can actually find vegan Nutella at stores and online resources, okay? But I'm just using regular Nutella today. To this, we're gonna be adding some fresh raspberries, but you can use any kind of fruit that you'd like. And Colin's gonna go ahead and rough chop those raspberries.
Oh, are you ready? Do you have mad skill? All right, we need a little more confidence here. We need a little more confidence.
Do you have mad skill?
Yes. All right, we need mad skill. We need mad skill.
Yes.
All right.
All right, and then to the Nutella, I'm just adding a couple of heaping teaspoons of the Aussie Bubs formula. This is gonna totally fortify this recipe. So Colin, after he rough chops our raspberries, he's going to mix that together. And then I just wanted to show my recent cookbook. It's Katie Chen's Global Family Cookbook with over 170 globally inspired recipes that we're gonna give away to one lucky winner today. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a hilarious story of 20 goats all over my body. So if you wanna go to my story and like it, I'm gonna pick one winner at random.
Woo!
Just gonna stick this here, you guys.
All right.
And then while he
just don't cover our product, Katie. My gosh. All right.
So we're gonna.
You're docked a point. You're docked a point, but that's okay. Judges, take note. She's docked a point.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna get started. We're gonna move on over to Stephanie and team. So talk to us about how we're getting started here.
So we're gonna blend all the ingredients, but we chose this recipe for a few reasons. So one, Julian had eczema when he was a little kid, when he was a baby. So we moved to goat milk. That's all he drank and really helped his symptoms so much. So that's why we're big fans of it. And it's so easy to use in this waffle recipe. And we're also doing it gluten-free because of like some of our sensitivities at home. So for anyone here. And I love this because it has some spinach that you can sneak in. And it's great breakfast to freeze ahead of time for the kids. Again, a little healthy, make ahead, simple, easy. So we're gonna blend the ingredients first, and then we're gonna use our waffle maker.
And wouldn't you say, because I do the same with my kids, we do pancakes.
Yeah.
I feel like this spinach, they just don't even taste.
Totally.
Like you see the green, but you just don't even taste it.
So it's not necessarily like hidden, it's just incorporated.
Exactly.
And spinach and things has like a nice sweet taste. So they really typically don't object to it.
Yes, absolutely. Are you guys ready to get to work?
So we put in the liquid first because that always helps the blend. So Julian, we're gonna do some egg and this, here. Okay, then you can use any liquid. We're using, Remy, can you put this in? We're gonna use ghee here, but you can use avocado oil, you can use butter, depending what you feel like. Okay, now we also have ground flax seeds, up the fiber. About a quarter of a cup. Some coconut sugar, Remy.
Coconut sugar. Why is coconut sugar better than cane? I eat it, but just curious.
Yeah, it is much better for like blood sugar regulation. So much more pure, so it doesn't spike blood sugar like other sugars does.
Okay.
Which for kids, as we know,
I never knew why. I just ate it.
The goal is to keep their blood sugar as stable as possible as we can. Okay, so then we have salt because it makes everything tastier, right?
You guys are doing fabulous, by the way. Do you do a lot of cooking with them at home, by the way?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I would say I was like, Julian's like my experimenter.
Yes.
Right? He like loves to a little bit more. He loves to experiment with flour and sugar and water and make all sorts of concoctions. So we have fun in the kitchen together.
And Katie, you do a weekly segment with your daughter, right? So this is like very important to you to bring the family into the cooking process.
Absolutely. I have a 14-year-old. I have 14-year-old twins, actually. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but my daughter Becca and I have a live streaming show. Dr. Tanya Altman has been on the show. It's Cooking with Katie and Becca, and I just feel like the more you can involve your kids in the cooking process, the more apt they're going to be to actually eat the food that you're making together, right? Yeah. And I also try to teach everybody to eat the rainbow. So even if you're indulging a little bit with a dessert, add some fruit to it. I happen to be the culinary ambassador for the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So however we can add phytochemicals to our diet is what we should do.
Amazing.
So should I move on to the next step?
Yes, by all means.
All right.
Let's see what's next.
I'm just layering some of the wrappers here, and then we're using an egg wash to seal it. So I'm just gonna whisk this a bit, and then Colin's gonna go ahead and he's going to just brush some egg on the edges of the wrapper. Now, if you want to use cornstarch and water, that also acts as a sealant. And then we're just going to take some of this fresh chopped raspberry.
Oh my God, that alone looks amazing.
Doesn't it look amazing?
I just want to eat the Nutella
and I'm just going to mix this together. And then we simply put about a teaspoon in the center of each wrapper. And Colin's going to help me. And it's important that we seal this shut entirely, so we don't want the chocolate exploding into the oil.
So it's like a little mini taco, if you will?
Yes, see, it's a cute little dumpling. Look at that. And then I'm just going to seal it. And then we'll just continue doing this until it's time to fry them.
Get a little noisy with our blender right now. So here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We have our final product, and I want to get the judge's opinion. Very important. So we're gonna start on the left. And remind me your name. I'm terrible with names right now. It's been a long day.
It's Parker.
Parker, take a bite of each and give us your most honest opinion. Yes, you may.
I did it a la carte, and you could use, I'll explain.
Hello.
My kids are particular about their topping, so we did it on the side. So you can add the butter, just maple syrup, whatever you want.
There is no knife. We just got to work with the fork. Or just use your hands. Just use your hands.
It's kid-friendly.
All right.
We are not fancy.
Ooh, we got a good reaction, a good facial reaction on that one. Okay. How would you describe it?
It's really fluffy and like mushy. You can taste all the flavors. It's really good. It has like a deep nutty flavor.
Wow, you are professional. You are truly a professional. Okay, I'm going to move on. I want you to taste your next. The raspberry Nutella wonton. Oh, and is this whipped cream that we got going on here?
It is. It is whipped cream, and we just made it over here.
This is fresh, homemade whipped cream. All right. That looks amazing. Uh-oh. Look at that face. He's in deep love. I feel like the love is deep. I don't know, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's a poker face. I don't know.
It's like when you eat it, the wrapper kind of like collapses on itself. And then it's also, the whipped cream is really cold and like fresh. Tastes really good.
So are we going to give it a tie? Are you going to pick one over the other? And by all means, you guys can start eating so that we can just kind of walk through your reactions. Do we have a winner?
Well, just for me personally, I don't know where I should stand today. They're both very good. 2 very different types of flavors. So I don't know. If I had to go with one, I think I would go with the wontons.
All right, the wontons, but a very close call right there. All right. And next up, you have tasted the waffle.
I've only tasted the waffles, and honestly, right now, all I can say is this is like the best waffle I've ever had.
You are straight out of a commercial. As I said earlier, you are a 45-year-old in a 9-year-old body. Is that it?
Yes. 45-year-old in a 9-year-old body.
And now are you going to taste the lovely wonton, okay? As you're tasting, I'm going to just move down so we keep things moving. Do you want to weigh in on what you've tasted so far? Young man in the blue.
I've tasted both of them so far.
Yes.
I really like them both, so I really like the wontons though, because I really like the texture, the flavor, and yeah.
You guys are true pros here, but the waffle is pretty fabulous too, yes?
Really good.
I mean, it's hard to compete when you have Nutella. Let's be honest. Okay, Stephanie, I'm going to throw you a bone here. That is a hard competition. Have you made your final decision?
I'm going to have to go with the waffles.
Waffle! One for the waffle! We have a waffle. All right. And it is Sophie, is that correct? Sophie, talk to us. Are we gonna have a 2-2 here?
It's definitely pretty close. I put both toppings on the waffles, which I thought was pretty amazing. I've had a lot of waffles in my life, but I've never had something like this wonton though. So I think I'm going with the wontons.
All right, going with the wontons. All right, it was very close. We so appreciate it, judges. Thank you all so much for joining us on this amazing, it was our first Aussie Bubs cooking competition using our formula as a base, as well as, Stephanie, you ended up using goat milk as your base, right? It was a close call. The wontons did win, but I don't know, if we had more people tasting, the waffles could have won out. It's hard to say. But thank you again so much for joining us. And we have the recipes. Woo! Yes, to all the sous chefs and the judges. And we will post all of the recipes online so you can make them at home.